Good day, guys. As you all know me, as your mentor, Nasdaq Ninja. So, guys, before you continue, can you please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can get notified once we upload. So, guys, thank you guys for coming to this new video. So, guys, like I said, we're going to give you a weekly update on Nasdaq, US30, and gold. So, at the end of the day, guys, as much as you can see, I'm on Nasdaq. So, this is what I'm gonna do, guys. For the first time, I'll just push to a weekly time frame just to see what is it that I'm seeing. You understand? I feel like the market, it's not giving me that movement that I actually want. You understand? So I feel like let me just take it to the weekly time frame and see what is it that I actually see on the weekly time frame. Okay, it's fine. So I'm gonna start by analyzing my highest point. You understand? I'm gonna start by analyzing my highest point, and then I'm gonna take my lowest point, like my lowest point. You understand? I want to see how is this market moving. You understand? So as much as I can see, this is my highest, this is my lowest, and by rules that we know that the market is actually like coming to the bottom side. You understand? But at the end of the day, I'm gonna give it a third touch rule. Understand? I'm gonna create this one as being my third touch if the market moves from this position to that point, because I feel like the market is trying to push below, but we are denying it. You understand? Because if the market wanted to buy this, it was going to be buying. You understand? This whole movement was just wasting our time. You understand? At the end of the day, because we are more into positive side, because we trade indices. So at the end of the day, I'm going to create a trend from the top side. You understand? So remember, guys, we're trying to figure out what is it that the market is actually doing. What is it it's saying to us. You understand? At the end of the day, without the market answers, we will never control the market. You understand? We have to follow what the market gives us. Understand? So I'm going to follow the market from this point. Understand? So as much as I can see, it's probably a channel. Understand? It's like a cone. It's a beautiful channel. So at the end of the day, I can see that, okay, fine, the market was actually playing around in a beautiful way. You understand? It was giving us a message which we didn't actually like put more focus into. You understand? In what way? If you can check, the market moved from this position here, came here, right? And then pushed to the top, came, and then went to the bottom side. Then the next thing, it moved to the top side, and then it came here. So there's possibilities of the market to come here and come here, and there is 100 possibilities of the market to move from where it is pushing to the bottom side, because I feel like the market is lacking the third touch movement there. You understand? So like we said, guys, there's like an update from a weekly time frame. Understand? We feel like, okay, fine, because we have a movement at the top side, at least move to the bottom side. You understand? You're gonna be making sense once you are here, because at the end of the day, you're being moving around. You understand? And we're looking for position whereby we can invest and feel safe. You understand? But at the end of the day, like I said, we follow the market, what it's saying. You understand? So we're going to create what we see on a weekly time frame. You understand? So I'm going to create my support and resistance, my zones actually here on the weekly time frame. So remember, if it's on the weekly time frame, guys, it's too strong. Understand? It's too strong. Understand? So I'm going to do this, creating support and resistance zones everywhere. So I'm gonna put the other one here, and then I'm gonna put the other one there at the top side, and then after I'm going to put the other one there at the top side. You understand? As much as you can see, at this certain point, there was a reversal, which actually like tells us that there was a resistance which made us to go below. You understand? So I'm going to create another one there at the top side. We don't need a lot of them because they are going to confuse us. So as much as you can see, guys, we're on a weekly time frame and we're having like a pattern which is like a cone. You understand? Which actually like telling me more that if I were to create major key from this and this position, this was gonna be my second touch. Understand? So I'm gonna go furthermore to the daily time frame and see what is it that I actually have on the daily time frame. So as much as you can see, guys, we are on a daily time frame still. We're still having like a cone, and which is like shows us a beautiful movement, right? So we're going to create a trend inside a trend, you understand, which is a major key actually, which I'm going to take it from the major trend that I created from the lowest point, you understand? So I'm going to take it from this point. So it means I have to zoom in the chart, understand? So let me do this actually. Let me do this. Let me do this. I don't know if you guys know this trick, but it's a beautiful trick so that you can be able to see your chart in a beautiful way. You understand? So I went to 2 days. You understand? I want 2 days so that I can be able to see candlestick and everything. So I'm gonna be taking trend inside a trend from this position here. Remember, guys, like I told you,
we're trying to figure out what is it that the market is telling us, understand? So as much as you can see, I had a trend here, first charge, second charge, third charge respected, and then it broke out, went below, retested here, came back and retested here, which is like, it makes sense, understand? We understand that, okay, fine. The market is pushing below, you understand, guys? Don't let this confuse you, right? Because here we are at the biggest time frame, trying to figure out the biggest movement so that we can be knowing which direction can we take daily basis, understand? So I'm gonna push to the daily time frame and see what is it that I'm actually seeing, understand? But not forgetting what happened in this side, because if you forget here, you're going to mess up in the front side, you understand? So it means this become my key part where I know that the market comes and keep on retesting at that certain position, understand? So I'm going to put it as my key part. And then as much as you can see, the market came here and retested here, which is like also a key part, which might be pushing us to the below side, you understand? So as much as the market haven't reached this position here, it also tell us a big thing that, okay, fine, the market has a high momentum of pushing to the below side. Why? Because the market kept on giving us a correction and an impulse movement. You see, it was an impulse, correction, impulse movement. So here we might be probably getting a correction again. So I'm going to create that correction. Understand? It's on a daily time frame, guys. We haven't really analyzed our entry point. So you need to understand that when our entry point comes here, it has to be perfect and nice. Understand? So you're going to take it from this position here and then take it to the below side. So in my understanding, right, is that, okay, fine. If the market haven't actually reached to the position that I'm actually going, which is here, then I have more advantage of saying the market can keep on dropping, you understand? Because when I create the trend, so I'm going to take this below. When I create a trend from this position here, when I create a trend from this position here, I can see the market pulling a trend which actually came back inside, you understand? And when the market start coming inside my trend, to me, it's invalid, you understand? I start adjusting my trend to this position and forgetting about what happened to the other side, you understand? I feel like maybe we can actually even start it here so that it can make sense, understand, can make a proper sense, you understand? So as much as you can see, it makes sense, understand, because it's first touch, second touch, and there's a third touch which you couldn't even think about, you understand? That is why it's more important to follow the updates, because here we break down the chart in anywhere and everywhere, understand? So in my understanding, I have my first touch, second touch, converted third touch, understand? So if it's a converted third touch, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna remove this, though I know that there I have my third touch. Okay, we can keep it as a record. So as much as I know that the market has to push below side, like I said that day, that this is a position that I know very well that I'm not going to pass. I'm going to be taking my sales on the previous video with Kim Blue, and probably the market respected a certain position. But in my analysis, I noticed that it will come back inside a trend, because when we reached the trend at the top side, we're not coming from a zone. Understand? The zone was at the previous lowest, understand? So at the end of the day, we needed a bigger momentum to actually like push us further more to the top. So I feel like this diagonal resistance for me is too strong, you understand? So I have this and this to use for my entry point, you understand? So which is the other things, they are not needed, but they will keep you in record to understand what is it that's going on into the market, you understand? So I'll go furthermore to H4. I want to see what is it that I actually see. Remember, when I get into an insider trend, now I'm going to forget about a lot of things. Not that I forgot, right? I remember what I analyzed, but at the end of the day, I'm going to put more focus on this current movement, because this is what I actually need, you understand? So I'm going to put my resistance here, saying, okay, fine. At this certain point, I have a resistance, which actually tells me that I have to enter my cells here. Okay, I took a long, I have to take short. Okay, let me take short, which actually tells me that here, actually, I have to enter my entries, and then my take profit has to be below. Remember, our take profit is below, but what is it that it's going to take us to the below side? As much as you can see, this is still a cone, you understand? It's a cone. It seems like it's a sort of like a strategy which we gotta follow at this moment, you understand? Because I didn't actually know about this kind of thing, but at the end of the day, I see this like a proper pattern, understand? So I'm gonna be doing this, making it to touch my zone. So you can see this like a cone going to the top side. And this same cone, it's like the biggest cone, which has what? A major key inside. This is a major key, as you can see, this is a major key, which has our first chart, second chart, third chart. So it broke out, and then here, probably here, it's a proper retest. Why? The market once made a big movement, and it once stopped a big movement, which makes me understand that at this certain point, I'm going to be dropping to the bottom side, you understand? So at the end of the day, we have our entry point, but you need to go furthermore to your entry points and see into your time frame. I mean, and see how are you going to enter that entry point. You understand? There is possibilities of the chart to manipulate you to come here, but at the end of the day, I don't like entering based on manipulation. Understand? I like knowing this was a manipulation so that I can actually not follow the manipulation. If it happens, I will what is this? I'm gonna oppose it. You understand? That's what I like about it. So at the end of the day, guys, I get to understand this point here is probably like too strong, which one's been our supply movement, demand movement, which gave us a bigger movement. In my understanding, I get to understand at this certain point, there's highest momentum of me getting sales. Why? This sort of like an impulse correction movement, then I'm gonna be getting an impulse movement to the bottom side. So that's when I'll start doing what? Confirming more of selling opportunities to the bottom side. You understand? So my 30 minutes is the last chart that I use. Understand? So here I'm gonna be only focusing on the near parts. Understand? The near parts in a way that I'm going to be only using at that nearest points. But at the end of the day, I know my biggest movement. So I'm going to be focusing at this certain position here where the market is busy consolidating at, and then I'm going to be pushing this one to the below side to here. Knowing that at this certain position, that's where I'm going to be entering my selling position. So once you have a long plan, inside a long plan, you can always put shortcuts, understand? Plans, short plans, understand? So my short plan is that I know that the market will move here to come here in this consolidation, unless if it breaks a retest and push to the top side. But at the end of the day, my plan says the market has to move here to here, right? Once it breaks it will retest it and push furthermore, as this being my consolidation, understand? So guys, like I told you, and I always tell you, if you need more information, you should check on my comment section. I'm going to be putting my numbers there. So now we're going to be jumping to US30. Okay, let me remove this. I want to put a smaller one so that you all can see what's actually going to happen. So our entry point has to be coming here, right? You put your nearest stop loss here. Don't put bigger stop loss. Remember, stop losses are meant to save your account. Understand? You don't have to survive inside a stop loss. It has to save your account. So like we said, it will go below side, but always you can always aim for this one, the position of 12,514. You understand? So at the end of the day, guys, let's jump to US30. So this is my direction saying from this point, I'm coming here. Still, I'm going to be pushing below side. So I'm going to be entering this trade in no time, but I'll enter this trade after uploading this video at the end of the day so that all of us can jump inside at the same time. So guys, as much as you can see, now we are on US30. Like I told you guys, today we're going to be taking it from a weekly time frame, understand? So let me go to the weekly time frame and see what is it that I actually have, understand? It has to make sense once it goes down, understand? At the top side, don't jump in on a weekly time frame. You're going to blow your account, you understand? So remember, guys, I said the market is crazy, you understand? When Nasdaq Nasdaq was on the third touch, and it's like the market is crazy. USD was somewhere here. I didn't even think that USD will be here, but it reached. But it makes sense now. I understand. I feel like USD can Nasdaq can actually arrive to a certain position on a short period of time, and then USD comes at the backside. But at the end of the day, it will go to the same direction. Understand? So which makes sense. Understand? They're still telling me sells. Even USD gives me proper sell. So like you see, I'm on a weekly time frame. I'm gonna create what I see, understand? I'm gonna follow what the chart tells me, you know. So I will still go with the channel first, which is like I will be respecting my second touch, understand? So this will be my second touch here, and then I'm gonna go to the top side, and then I'm gonna create the same thing, you understand? I'm gonna create the same thing. So I'm gonna put it like this. So I want it to make sense, understand? When we take it from a higher time frame, it has to be giving us more confidence, understand? In a way that we need to know which direction are we gonna take, understand? So I'm gonna be creating zones, places whereby I know the market, even if it reach, it won't pass without giving it a reaction, understand? So I'm gonna be creating zones here, and then I'm gonna create zones here, understand? So I'm gonna be creating zones. Let me create those zones quicker. So guys, somewhere, somehow, zones, it has to be positions whereby there's higher rejection, you know. And as much as you can see here, it makes sense. You know, it once made a big movement. It was possible for it to be reversing and making certain movements. Understand? It was possible. So that's how the market it is, guys. Once you start understanding the market, that's where you start making a lot of profit, you know, because you become more consistency. You don't become consistency of making profit or anything. You become consistency of avoiding losses and making profit and gaining knowledge at the same time. You know, there's time whereby you might learn wrong information. Once you start learning wrong information, the consistency will leave as well. Understand? I think these ones are too much. They are fine. I'm gonna go to day 2. You understand? So I want 2 days at the end of the day. So I'm gonna do this. I want to see my chart very well. So you see this side, like I did that side, I did a major key, right? Taking it from the bottom side, saying, okay, fine. I think it's possible for me to take it there, right? But this side is possible, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's not. You know why? Because I can always take a trend here based on the first touch and second touch here to the top side, you understand? Because at the end of the day here, I have third touch. It makes sense. But let's forget about this one and analyze the chart furthermore to the bottom side, because this movement was actually not accurate. You understand? I don't feel like I was gonna be putting trends. I was gonna be going in support and resistance. As much as if you can go on my videos, you're gonna see it, supply, support, and resistance, which was keeping me to the top side on US30. You understand? So we're gonna put this one as being our third touch. Like I said, this one is just a manipulation, right? You let them manipulate you, they think you don't know. Once they manipulate you, you jump in. When others are taking buys. If you learn from me, a third touch, let them manipulate you. Once they manipulate you, it's funny time. You understand? Once they start taking the right direction, enter with them. Don't leave them. Understand? So I feel like this one is what I have here on the day 2. So I'm gonna go in a daily time frame and see what is it that I actually have, guys. You see, I started from the biggest time frame because I feel like the market is not making sense. It's not actually giving us what we want. We want those kind of bigger movement, those nice movements. It takes a bigger movement now. The next thing, it takes less movement. We want to trade. We want to trade. Understand? So at the end of the day, here, you need to understand that we're having our supply at this certain point. You know why? Because the biggest movement started here. So in my understanding, I still feel like if you were to trade with daily time frame, daily traders, you're gonna be entering your sales here going below side. Guys, I'm still confident with this sell. I'm confident. And the reason I'm more confident, we broke our biggest channel, which was failing to be broken last year. You understand? Now we might be creating a bigger channel, which will take us to the top side. You understand? So remember, the market is a determination. You understand? So at the end of the day, guys, let me not confuse you with a lot of words. Let's go to H4 and see what is it that we have on H4. You understand? It will make sense once we get furthermore, right? So at the end of the day, guys, here, this position here probably is strong. You understand? We need to participate inside. We're going to be entering sales here, right? Remember, in the other side, I gave you guys entries. Then I'm going to give an entry here again here. What matters is an entry point, Doesn't matter where you take the chart from. Once you analyze the right entry, bro, I'm with you there. You understand? I'm with you there. So I'm going to be creating my channel here, which is like has to have a third touch. It's first touch, second touch. Okay, fine. I feel like the biggest one, it's incorrect because it's not touching my zone there, and which is I have to fix it. So let me unzoom my chart and then fix this one. Understand? Yeah, it went far. Okay, so it's here. So it makes sense now. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. So it's like this. So as much as you can see here, it's probably like we're having a certain cone again. Understand? The market is actually like moving with cones. And, like I told you guys, I didn't know about this certain movements, but I can see them. It's there. Like it's happening. It's a cone. In what way? The touches matters. First touch, second touch, third touch. First touch, second touch. We don't have no third touch. We need that third touch. When are we going to get that third touch? Trust me, CPI might give us that third touch. Understand? So here, as much as you can see, we have a certain channel, which is like on a smaller time frame. It will make sense as well. Understand? So this is how it is, guys. Remember, I told you have a bigger plan and you still have a short plan. So I'm gonna put this one as being my short plan, right? So guys, remember, we're not gonna mess these entries that I just analyzed, because I'll make sure I upload this video now so that this entry, once it arrives there, we enter, we eating, all of us. You understand? So at the end of the day, guys, let's go to H1 and see what is it that we have, because there's a lot of things that make sense here. Understand? It makes sense. The channel and everything makes sense. So at the end of the day, we tend to understand that here, the only thing we have to be looking for is this one to be doing what? To be dropping. You understand? So let me unzoom my chart. I want to minimize this one, the top side. I want to minimize the top side. You understand? So that it can make sense. Because once you go furthermore to the smallest time frame, it becomes bigger and inside these things. Understand? So at the end of the day, we need to, let me just reset the chart. Understand? Let me just reset the chart so that it can make proper sense. Yeah. So once it touches here, we know that we're gonna be doing what? Jumping in. dropping with the market. So the market will be dropping from that position. So now you can just relax, let the market push to the top side. Once it's here, you jump in, you enter your sell. So the market will move from this position here and then go below side, understand? And go below side. So remember, guys, I'm going to still update this movement and see if it took the direction that we analyzed or not. But it always takes the direction, because at the end of the day, guys, I analyze the chart in and out so that the chart can make sense, understand? So as much as you can see, the chart makes sense, understand? It's understandable that if it touches it, it will be going down, understand? So we can go to 30 minutes and make it our last time frame so that we can jump into call quicker and make sure that we are inside when the time comes, understand? So I think the market will be dropping around 8-7 there, you understand? But at the end of the day, at least if it touches that position there, that's our plan to enter entries. So we're going to be entering here, knowing that we're going to be dropping to the side, you understand? So I'm going to put this one as my near plan. The first one, seeing as if like it's a consolidation, knowing that from this point here, I'm going to be coming here. The other one, it's a long term, understand? It's a long-term plan. So have a short plan and then have a long plan. So guys, at the end of the day, we're going to be jumping to gold now. So guys, since we're on gold, you know what I like about gold, right? We actually gave you guys every movement, right? If you can check, I did give you guys this sell movement from the top side. It was somewhere here. If you can go and check the video about gold, it was somewhere here. It came here, right? We still gave you the buy somewhere here, and then it's here now. So what is it that's gonna happen now? That's what we want, you understand? At the end of the day, there are people which didn't even participate at that certain movement. This one, I always go for a weekly time frame. Guys, I don't have no choice here. Understand? I always start from a weekly time frame. So I'm on a weekly time frame. Let's see what is it that we have. You understand? So this sort of like a cup. You understand? There's a pattern. It's like a cup. You understand? There's a handle. There's a handle. The market has to be pushing to the top side. You understand? To the top side. Already you see something. You understand? But you need to analyze the chart at the end of the day. You understand? That's what matters. You understand? So I'm gonna create my highest point. That's the first thing first I'm going to do. And then I'm going to create my lowest point. Do you understand? So I'm going to create points whereby I know when the market touches there, the market will be reversing. You understand? So I'm going to be creating them here. These are my zones. You understand? These are my zones. You know, you need to understand when a person says he's on his zone, crazy, bro. You understand? So I'm going to create the other one here. I'm going to create the other ones here. Guys, at the end of the day, guys, I need you to keep on learning, you understand? You need to keep on learning, you understand? Maybe you guys might be our future, you understand? You need to be learning, you know? If you're watching these videos, keep on learning. Don't waste no time, you know? When the video is uploaded, jump in. Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss no videos, no anything, you understand? You get every information. It's not all about inspiration, guys. It's all about learning the knowledge, you understand? Because this thing needs knowledge, you know? It's not a hard one once you get to understand it. So we're gonna go to day 2. Understand? I feel like it's more awesome when I use day 2, because at the end of the day, guys, one day only it's a problem. Understand? What if it confuses me? You understand? I need day 2, 2 days at the same time. Give me 2 days at the same time. So it makes sense, guys. It makes sense. Yo, I call it makes sense, proper sense. You know why? Because if you can check, it touched here, touched here, touched here. You came back again and touch again. You know, it tells us a bigger thing. You understand that, okay, you gotta move, you understand? So we're gonna forget about the other touches and keep on focusing on the forward touch. Not that we're forgetting them, we're removing that one because we know it's there. But those ones are those ones who keep us on track that, okay, we have a touch here. Day 2, I feel like on day 2, I don't see anything. So I'm gonna go to day 1, right? And see what is it that I see. I see a proper bullish trade going to the top side, and at the top side, I don't see a double top, which is like tells me more about more buying opportunities. But I see a channel here. Understand? I see a channel. You know, guys, that I've been seeing this channel ever since. You understand? I see a channel here. There's a proper channel. Understand? There's a proper channel. So we're gonna take a below one here. So the biggest secret is that the market might be giving you a false buy. You know why? It's a simple theory, simple scenario. The market has to move here and give us a double bottom and then move to the top side. So what is it that will make it to reverse here? right? Makes sense as well, because at the end of the day, we once reversed here at the certain point. But that will become when we getting into that thing. You know, gold is my thing. There's no way we're gonna be confused when it comes to gold. We go to H4 and C. Now we get into the track, right? We're ready for action. So we want to see what is it that's happening here. We want to see that what is it that's happening. So we gave you guys the sell. You probably ate everything here. So this sell, actually, we took it here. Remember when we said we're looking for position whereby it was taking selling momentum, because where it took selling momentum, it was making sense. You know, guys, I'm going to teach you new things, new stuff. You see, here it was where it was taking selling momentum here. You understand? So when I use selling momentum, I know I'm looking for selling momentum at that certain position. So it will make sense because the market has to repeat everything where it took a momentum, you know, certain momentum. So it makes sense. It took selling momentum here, another one, the third one. So the third one was correct, right? We killed it, we milked it. So let's see what is it that we can have from now on, you understand? So the point where the market is, there's a zone. Understand? There's a zone here. So this zone probably might be asking us to take selling opportunities, right? If you are taught by me, guys, I'll always tell you, if you're on a resistance, take a sell. You know, don't think that the market might break. You understand? You don't control the market. Let the market give you the direction. You understand? Don't think, you need to know. You understand? So I see a proper sell now, because based on here and this side, I can see that the market kept on testing this position, testing it. This side, it has to be retesting it. You understand? Makes sense, right? So I'm going to be taking my selling opportunities from this position here, and then knowing that my stop loss has to be here. It's gold, right? It's not indices. So probably it can move that certain movement with a proper risk management, but it's a proper sell. Trust me, we're going to see it. Once we go further more to the time frames, understand? Now we're going to 60 minutes. Don't forget what you created at the back. That's my biggest theory. You don't forget anything. You know, you let everything at the back become your friends. Understand? So here we're going to reset the chart. So in my understanding, I understand this position here, it's failing to break, and probably this is just our sniper entries. So you're just going to enter your cells here, knowing that you're coming from the bottom, you're coming to the bottom side. You understand? So this is my clarity on this one, saying at this certain point, you just have to enter your cell. So let me remove this one and create this one at the entry point, you know, because it becomes more cute, guys. Understand? You can see now it's more beautiful, knowing that we're coming there to the bottom side. And I don't care about the top side. You know why? Because I already have something special I will top, you know. So it tells me we're having more momentum of selling opportunities. And this one didn't reverse at that certain right direction. It has to reverse here if it's reversing. So here it has to reverse, it has to reverse here. So here just reversed in the middle of the way. You see my zones is there in the bottom side. So I still have confidence that the market has to move here and drop to the bottom side. So guys, this is the end of the video. Let's meet on another video, guys. Thanks for watching this one.